Welcome back. So now that we have this message initially sent by the chatbot after the user comes to this page, but we don't want just to start by saying how are you. We can start by asking the user his name or her name. So we can here say hi and then what's your name? And why I'm doing so is because we want to take control of the conversation. We don't want the user to start by typing many things. We just want to start taking control over the conversation and ask the user things and get his or her messages and respond accordingly. So now after we ask the user about his or her name, we are going to get a response and probably his or her name. And this is not very important. What's important is after that. What's after that? After that is the user will probably start asking many things. Maybe the user himself or herself might ask, how are you? And maybe asks other questions. So we need to kind of have artificial intelligence to answer his questions. But obviously, I'm not going to use artificial intelligence. Instead, I will have lots of possible messages that the user might ask, and I will respond according to what the user has sent me. So as you can see here, after the user sends a message, what we need to do is that we need to call a function here. After the user sends a message, we need to process this message. So I'm going to here say process message. And this message will work as an artificial intelligence. It's going to take the message and process it and then sends the user a response. And we need to call it here. And of course, we didn't create it yet. I'm going to create it. So let's create it here. Function, and then process message. And we need to pass the message. But instead of passing it, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to create a global variable here called user. And it's going to be an object. And it's going to store messages each time. It's going to store the latest message that the user is going to send. And each time we will be getting it and process it and respond accordingly. So we can access the message here in the process message. But of course, we need first to get it here using user.message and then equals to the message text. Equals to the message text. And I have created the user object because we might want to use it later for other things. But you can, if you don't want to do so for now, you can just pass the message text to the process message here and create a parameter. But I prefer to create the user object so that we might want to use it later.